Everyone, it's Junie coming in to do some live readings. Hopefully we get some people on that want to get some live readings today. Hey Brooke, it's good to see you, honey. Okay, I'm here whenever you're ready. I know we're going to do some free mod readings today for Christmas, which is my Christmas present to my mods. So let's try to get some incense going. I might need to let my dog out. Just want to say a prayer and bless all the cards. We did a lot of tarot readings last night with my whole family. So I need to sage some stuff up in here. We did tarot readings until like 3 in the morning last night. So, I mean, it was like the nieces, the nephews, the cousins, all on live chat doing tarot readings with Aunt Junie. And I think my dog needs to go out, which I usually try to let her out before I before I turn it on. Okay. Heavenly Father, Lord God, I ask you to bless these cards, that they only be used for goodwill, that these cards only be used to help people give them guidance and advice. Let's just do a little blessing over all the cards that we're going to use today. My daughter's upstairs blow drying her hair, so it's loud. All right. And I'm going to let the dog out. Come right back. Okay, give me 1 second. Come on, let's go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to let the dog out. All right, so let's get started here. All right, so I might come back on tonight if I don't have anybody on today during the daytime, because I know people still work. I just got done doing a personal reading for someone and uploaded it a second ago. Okay. I wanted to get some card shuffling here and talk about some of the astrology for Summer Wells that we did. And hopefully get an answer to how the asteroid Candace kept showing up on the AC line over top of Summer, and that was showing up between 3 4 and 5, and she's supposed to be gone at that point. She's supposed to be missing, and it shows Candace on top of the victim, which is weird to me. So I just want to do a reading on Candace Bly. Where was she that day? Why is her asteroid, sorry I say that word wrong sometimes, asteroid showing up on top of Summer Wells when Summer is supposed to be gone at that point? Between 5 and 6, between 5:30 and 6, she's in a car. But it shows Candace on top of the victim line. I am not comfortable with that, and I really want to know why is that. So I've never really done a reading on the Wells because I'm just not comfortable. Like, I don't know. Do I just come right out and ask the Devine, hey, did Candace do something to her own daughter? I don't know if I want to ask it like that, because these people are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. They have rights. So regardless of what this tarot reading says, guilty or not, it's just a spiritual opinion. It's not fact. So even if these cards come right out and say, Candace did something to her daughter, which I don't think they will, because tarot, well, they kind of can. They kind of can, if she gets like a death card or the Ten of Swords. There's a couple of cards that can mean death in the tarot deck. And like I said, I'm still very torn on the parents. I don't want them to be guilty. Like, deep down in my soul, for Summer's sake, I don't want them to be responsible for this. So I've never really asked the cards, did they straight up do this? I've always been really torn. But after doing the astrology chart and seeing Candace sitting on top of the AC line like that the AC line rules the victim, and it puts Candace smack dab on top of Summer at 4, 3:30, at 5, at 5:30, at 6. She goes into the 12th house of endings, which really isn't much better. I don't know. I just want to see what the cards say about Candace Bly being on top of Summer like that for the hours that she's supposed to be missing. That puts Candace directly on top of our victim when our victim is supposed to be kidnapped. So why is that? Why is Candace Bly showing up on top of Summer on the victim line when Summer is supposed to be kidnapped at this point? If there is a legit kidnapping, why is Candace showing smack dab basically on top of her? It's uncomfortable. And at the 29th degree, it puts the DC line in Taurus at Algol, which Algol, that's a horrible position. And Candace is directly across from that. And that was at like 4 o'clock. The 29th degree showed up. And Candace's asteroid is showing up right there. I am nervous about asking the cards though, because deep down I really don't want the parents to look this suspicious. I just don't. For Summer's sake, like, I just couldn't imagine that. Which makes me think maybe it wasn't a legit If it's a legit kidnapping, it's an abduction in fear of Don or anger towards Don. Somebody would have to know Don. As far as the astrology is concerned, it can't just be some random person going up on that property because there's too much anger directed towards Don. So they would have to know the family, or they would have, more specifically, Mars connects over to Don. There's a direct line. It's square Don. Death. All right. All right, so just remember, even if these cards come out and say that Candace looks suspicious, she has rights, and we do have to protect her rights. This does not mean that you go and harass the neighbors, harass anyone on that property. Okay, this is not fact. It's just my spiritual opinion. Lord God, please tell me what's up with Candace. Ten of Swords. I just said, Ten of Swords and death card would mean death. Whew. All right. Please, God, show me the cards about Candace Bly. Why is she showing up on top of her daughter like that throughout the day when she's supposed to be gone? If she is supposed to be kidnapped, why is Candace showing up on top of her daughter like that as far as the astrology is concerned? Okay, so this is Candace. This is her main card for the reading, which is that she's bored. She needs to come out of hiding. She's detached, and I have felt that she is very detached as well. I feel like she's blocked parts of that day out of her mind. She needs to move on from past hurts. She needs to build new relationships. She needs to stay off YouTube, that's for sure. Regeneration and to re-emerge from hiding. But this is somebody that can't move on from past hurts either. We know that Candace is an earth sign. She's a Taurus, I believe. Just really trying to give it a good shuffle to get the energy on there. Unstable money. She's unable to save money. And the money that she's spending it on is greedy. This is also people giving her a lot of charity. So, I mean, we know we're talking about the right person here. We got Candace's energy going with these cards, that's for sure. Holding on to something, but she can't hold on to it much longer. Whatever, like this is a person that's holding on to everything, but in reverse, look, they're not. Something's gonna let go. Something's getting ready to let go. Now, the Pentacle suite is a money suite. It has to do with materialism. It can do with money and charity. But if we're looking at it as this is a person trying to hold on to everything, and in reverse, the sun represents self, Saturn represents, your actual physical body, your skeleton, your teeth, your DNA. she's not going to be able to hold on to much of this much longer. This is a mother. Motherhood, fertility. This usually is a positive card in an upright position. She's showing up as Venus, and Venus shows up in the crime chart as well on the DC line as an open enemy to Summer. This usually is a caring mother. But the cards are letting us know that she's a mother. Basically, that this is a mother that's given birth. It's given life. Yep. Things will heat up and then blow out. That's what I'm getting intuitively. Yep. Yeah, that is about denial too, Brooke, right here. Gosh, I really... I mean, let's say that it was an accident, and as a mother, because she did have that asteroid that showed up, what was the name of that one? Forget the name of it. Jealousy, and about making a sacrifice for the entire family, and other people would look at it like that's not the right sacrifice that you want to make. I mean, what if it was an accident and she just reacted and went into protection mode and knew CPS was breathing down her neck, and she did something with Summer? I mean, this is hypothetical. This is not fact. I'm just putting it out there as a theory. This is just a theory that she panicked and did something with Summer. Kind of like a Casey Anthony thing where, you know, instead of thinking like, let's give this child a funeral. Like, I'll never understand Casey Anthony for the love of me. I will never understand that as a mother. Your child drowns in a pool, so you said. So instead of calling the ambulance to try to breathe one last bit of life in them, to maybe get the paramedics out there to breathe life into your child, or, I don't know, do those things on your child, or anything, right? I mean... And then in my mind, I would want to give my daughter a proper burial. If it's a legit accident, where does the duct tape and Dora the Explorer stickers come in? At what point does a mother say, okay, my baby is not responsive, my baby drowned, so I'm going to wrap it in duct tape and put it in the trunk of my car and then go bury it in the woods and then just go off on my way and pretend like nothing happened? I would want my baby to have a funeral and be cared for, not put out in the woods wrapped in duct tape. Like, for the life of me as a mom, I just can't understand that. And if I got in trouble, I guess I'd get in trouble for neglect if my child drowned or something. Like, but people do crazy things in the heat of the moment. And you know, maybe this card is letting us know that she's a mother. I don't know. Let's just see how the cards play out. Candace. What happened with Candace? There's the car driving around. I'm not feeling this one. I am feeling this one, though, that there is a car involved. That there is transportation involved moving forward. She put something into action. There was a plan. She had a plan. Something was put into action. Now remember, we're reading about Candace, not the killer. Or we're just reading about why the hell is Candace showing up on top of the AC line, which is Summer, during the time when Summer's supposed to be gone. Please show me the cards about Candace and Summer that day. What happened to Candace and Summer that day? What happened to Candace and Summer that day? Please, Lord God, show me the cards about Candace and Summer. What happened to Candace and Summer that day? What happened to Candace and Summer that day? Something was incomplete. My question is, what happened to Candace and Summer that day? Something was not a success. She may have had something planned or something put into fruition, but it didn't go as planned. Her day wasn't, of course, her day wasn't planned. She's refusing to let go of whatever this plan is, because this is someone that has to do with either a vehicle or that there was some type of action, a decision was made, a plan was made, and they decided to move forward with this plan. I mean, this is also a Cancer card. Chariot, Cancer rules the 4th house, which rules family, and it also rules motherhood. So this is a mother that had travel. She had strength, she showed strength, she showed a direction, and she put a plan into action. Now, these two cards are playing together. Whatever this plan was, it didn't come to full cycle. It wasn't completed. Lacking fulfillment, incomplete. And it didn't go the way that she planned. If she had a plan that day, it didn't go as planned. Whatever her plan was. I hope you guys can see the cards. Regarding Karen, perhaps the plan to cover up didn't go as planned. Yeah. I don't know. This can also be an actual vehicle. I mean, because think about it. Like, these cards are based out of, like, the 1300s. So they didn't have cars. But it still rings true today. Transportation. So was it to move her? Did something happen to Summer in a vehicle? And it didn't go as planned? Because these two cards came out next to each other. Like this. Very interesting. Okay. Show me the cards for Candace and Summer that day. Why is Candace showing up on top of the victim line when Summer is supposed to be gone? Relationship issues. Relationship. Trying to keep a relationship together. Her marriage. This is the Lover's card. This is Gemini. 2 people as well. 2 people could be involved. The Chariot, 2 people in a car. But this is the Lover's card. So this is something about a relationship. Is she trying to protect her relationship? Is she trying to protect somebody in her relationship? Very interesting. The camera focuses on the rocks and then crystals, and then it does. I'm sorry. Is that better? Is that a little bit better, Brooke? Can you see now? Or am I too close? Trying to get it so you guys can see them all. Okay. I hope you can see. Wait. Okay. All right, that's way too many cards, but I will take this one because, again, we got travel. There's something with traveling. Something about trying to get away or making a break. There's a journey here. And usually this is like to get to calmer water or to fix something or to get away from drama or to, you know, like going to calmer waters. Because if you look at the card here, it's rough here. And then she's traveling. She's traveling. We got a lot of traveling here to get to get somewhere, to make things right, or to calmer waters. That's what I'm trying to say. But with the World card, it didn't go as planned. I'm still shuffling because I really want to get the energy on these cards. So she was indecisive, whatever this plan was. I mean, this is someone showing great strength, but here she shrunk back. She was indecisive. Wow. These cards are giving me chills now. This is someone that shows great strength in the moment of conflict, in the moment of tragedy. You know, you're willing to be a leader and take the lion's head, put your hand and control the beast, right? You can control the beast. But this is someone who is indecisive. They got taken advantage of, possibly. They use their strength in the wrong way. This is someone that can also be manipulative or manipulating a situation. So the fact that it's coming out in reverse, her strength was cowardly. If that makes sense. Her strength came out cowardly. Wrong way. Using her brute force in the wrong way, in a manipulative way. I mean, and it could be, you know, doing something, using force to manipulate somebody or control somebody. Brute force the wrong way, in a negative way. Yeah. Whoa, too many cards. All right, so this is money. Something to do with money, and this is literally a coin crossing someone's hand, like money crossing your hand. I don't know if you can see that, but somebody paid for something, or there's some type of money, or that she felt like she could make a fresh start. Aries is the head. Aries is the head. Injuries to the head, which we know Summer showed up in Aries at one point. There's Aries that's predominant in her chart. Also, head injury as well kind of shows up in her chart. We know Aries is the ram, and that rules the head. Taurus is Candace. Gemini means two people. It's interesting. It makes me wonder if something was like, you know, was she thinking this was going to give her a fresh start? Was she thinking that there was a money transfer of Summer? This is her, you know, making some type of investment. Again, this has to do with money, putting in the work, getting some type of promotion, some type of planning, or she felt like she was working very hard, and in the long run it pays off. Just like when you plant a seed in the garden, you watch that garden grow, and you get money back from that. You get profits back from when your garden grows, but you have to plant the seed. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, maybe she felt like she was doing all this work and not getting anywhere. But this also shows that something was planned. Was something planned with money crossing your hand? I mean, this literally means a coin crossed somebody's hand. Ooh. One thing that we haven't gotten is the Death card, or the Ten of Swords. Let me look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, we didn't get the Death card at the bottom. Yes, hopefully we get more people in. I know I'm coming in early. I'm probably going to come back on tonight too. Like after 8 o'clock. I don't know, maybe between like 7 and 8 I'll come back on tonight. Because I really want to try to do some personal readings for Christmas. That day with Summer and Candace Wells. What happened that day with Summer and Candace? No justice. She's defending her status quo. She's just like a lost soul wandering around, like a lost traveler. A weary traveler. She's defending herself. I mean, she's sticking by her story, but I don't know. Like I said, for Summer's sake, I really don't want the parents to be involved, but something's going on with a relationship, something's going on with the car and traveling. Some type of decision was made. Some type of decision was made and it didn't go as planned. There's a lot of traveling theme here. Something with the vehicle. And we have no justice for Summer. Which is true. We don't have justice for her. No justice for Summer. Unfair justice. Bad karma. Corruption as well. And no justice for Summer. So this is someone who is financially dependent on others. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But this is a mother or a woman, an older woman that is over 20. You know, she's unconfident with herself. She's over dependent on others. She lacks financial stability. She's irresponsible. She's immature. And the love that, okay, the way that I look at the mother of this card, now we know we got a mother because the first card that came out is letting us know we got a mother here. A mother of many, because this is like, it's the mother card. It's the Empress, the mother goddess, right? It represents motherhood and fertility. So she's had a lot of kids, okay? This card is telling us that the love that this mother gives, okay? Now, upright, this is a great person. This queen is awesome, all right? In reverse, this is the kind of mother that gives unhealthy, suffocating love. It's the kind of mother that will say, I love you, I love you, I love you so much, I love you so much. But this is the same mother that doesn't feed her kid. This is the same mother that goes and gets her nails done and spends money on stupid shit and then comes home and says, oh, there's nothing to eat, okay? Like that, very unbalanced, financially unbalanced, but they're the same way with their love. This is a mother that is selfish, but in the same breath that she is selfish, she's also very smothering. I don't know how to explain that. A mother that's smothering tells the world, I love my kids, I love my kids, I love my kids, but they don't. Their actions don't match their words, okay? So when you talk to a mother like this, they act like the sun and the moon and the stars sets on their child. But the truth is that they don't treat that child with that same type of love. So for me, this is confirmation that Summer, just like in her astrology, I see long-term neglect from a mother. And this card backs that up for me. This card for a mother always kind of creeps me out, because when you talk to this mother, they might be able to fool you that they truly love their kids. But the truth is that their actions don't match their words. This is the kind of mother that can talk a good talk. Okay, she can tell you, I love my kids, I love my kids, I love my kids. But it's the same mother that will go home and say, well, I had to buy this, I had to buy this. Sorry, there's nothing left for you. You guys have to go, I don't know, eat something else. There's nothing left for the kids. It's just, well, this was more important. That kind of a mother. And you can see it at all levels. In a low income family, something takes precedence over top of what the kids need. In a rich family, it's like, this is the mother that says, I love my kids, but spends all her money on herself, and her kids are literally like in rags, but she's like dressed to the nine, drives a nice car, kind of like the Ruby Frank situation. Okay, where you look at this mother on the outside and they look like they have it all together. They look like a perfect family, but they're not. They talk a good game, but they're not. You might look at them from the outside and say, oh, they got a nice house. Oh, they drive a nice car. But the truth is that the kids are neglected and the kids are abused. So, but when you talk to the mother, this is a mother that says, I love my kids. I take care of my kids lack for nothing. And then you look at the kids and you're like, holy shit, what's going on? That's the only way I can explain this card to you. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, there's something very self-rooted about that mother. And that makes sense for her too, because Candace is a earth sign. And the Pentacle Suite is the earth suite. So we have no justice for Summer, and we have a messed up mom. Like a really messed up mom that talks a good game, but her words don't match her actions. Okay, so this is a Magician card for the. I'm going to do an outcome card next, but I feel like this is kind of like wrapping all this up for me. I feel like they come across as very spiritual, and they are able to manifest things through their spirituality, But, you know, in reverse, this is a very manipulative spiritual person. Okay, they did come out in an upright position. But what you have to be careful with the magician is that, you know, the original card of this, the original card from the 1300s has this magician up on a stage doing this act, and out in the there's an in the original card there's an audience and there's people watching them. So this is a magician that can put on a good show. Okay, this can be a positive card and a very negative card all at the same time, and I try to absorb all of it about this card, and I'm going to tell you what the card makes me feel like. Okay, they have all the elements here on this table. You have the cup of water, you have the coin of money, you have the sword, here there's the sword, and you have the wands. So all of the elements are on this table, and the magician is putting on a performance for you, putting on a show. Sometimes this can be a very positive influence. I get the magician card a lot for myself when I do my own readings. And it's weird because I know I'm knowledgeable in all forms of witchcraft. If it comes out in reverse, that's someone that's using their magic or their to hurt someone, to manipulate someone. But at the same point, this is that smoke and mirrors that I feel the Wells have done. They're able to pull something off here with their creative power, their spiritual power, the way that they communicate. They can manifest anything to happen. And it's worked out in their favor. I mean, it's upright. So they've been able to manipulate something in their own favor. All right, I'm going to do an outcome card. And I just saw the sword suite just pop out. Give me an outcome card for this reading, please. Wow, there it is. It just popped out. How about that? Look where it landed. That is crazy. So, there's no truth. There's lying. Chaos, destruction, anarchy, wrong decisions, unfulfilled ambitions, intense negativity. I hope you guys can read it. That's the outcome for this card. Which is just depressing. This is a mother that's not telling the truth. That's my daughter playing a video game. As per usual, she's belittling someone and talking a good game up there. Did you hear her say she's just a good citizen? Okay, so yeah, my daughter can really talk a good game on, I forget the games that she plays. I think she plays Minecraft and something else. I don't know. She plays all kinds of games, and then she'll play shooting games. If she plays shooting games, she is scary. I'm like, oh my goodness, what did I create? Okay, so so for this reading, we have lies. I mean, and no victory. There's no victory. There's no truth. There's no justice. Didn't we get the justice card in reverse? Yeah. No truth, no justice. A mother that is neglectful. Damn. Intense negativity, lack of wisdom, short-lived victory, chaos, destruction, and anarchy. The sword suite is about truth and justice. And if you look at this card, I sometimes look at this as sometimes a family is split apart. So this is just my analogy of the card, so I'm just going to share it with you guys. You have the sword suite coming up through the crown, but think of the crown like a wedding ring. You have male, female, are two families coming together, and all these can kind of represent the people that surround this family. At one time, they're a union. At one time, they're one. And this has just split a family in half. And if you think about it, look, there's three brothers. I mean, this has just completely wiped this family out. I don't even know how else to explain it, but this family is like split in half. Aquarius is there. That's a traumatic event to someone's body, and it split this family in half, and we will not have truth. We will not have justice. It's just the stuff coming out of her mouth. I don't think we should trust it with this card. Now, that's just my spiritual opinion about Candace Blythe. That's what the cards are saying. I have hope that, you know, she didn't do something stupid to her daughter, but this doesn't look good. And to me, it looks like something happened in a car. And whatever this traveling was, she was cowardly. She did not make the right choice. It did not go as planned. Whatever she had planned, it didn't come to fruition. Something happened in the car. And yes, this can be some type of protecting your money, protecting your assets, or money was exchanged. Some type of money passed over in the hands, something to do with a marriage, protecting a marriage. I don't know. Okay, so the other reading I wanted to do was for Little Hope, because I didn't get to finish that reading last time for Little Hope, and the internet cut off. And then we'll do free mod readings. Okay. So let me just clear the energy off these cards to get Candace's energy off of them. I don't want Candace's energy on my cards, especially with the no justice, no truth, chaos, and lies. Using their words to cause chaos for Candace. Very interesting. I did not get the Death card, though. I didn't get the Ten of Swords. But I got a lot of other things that say that something doesn't add up. Something's not right. And something with traveling. All right, so now we're going to do Hope. And then we'll do some personal readings for mods. I have ash on my hands. All right. Okay. And if anybody wants a personal reading done today, I'll be doing them. If I don't get anyone to come on for a personal reading today, we can always come on and do it later tonight when everybody gets off work. Maybe like around between 7 and 8 p.m. It's really hard for me to come on and do a live because my husband, he's like, the TV is in this room, so I can't be in here, and he's like attached to the TV, so I try to do it when he's not home, and he's always home, so all right, so we're going to focus our energy on Hope. Lord God, please come through. Tell us the information about Hope. the little girl that was found decapitated in an abandoned apartment building in 1983 in St. Louis, Missouri. Please use these cards to provide us with answers that we seek about hope. Amen. Now, the last reading that we did with Hope, I remember getting the Queen of Wands in reverse, which is a mentally unstable mother. So I remember that with the last reading that we did. And that's a mentally unstable mother that can actually hurt their own child, mentally and physically. They're actually they're more so sick than the more mentally unstable than the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Because the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, she looks good from the outside, but the truth is that she's not good from the outside. This would probably be a mother that everyone knew wasn't good from the get-go with baby Hope, little girl Hope. Now the coroner, I think, had her set between the ages of 8 to 12 or 8 to 11. The spirit box session that I did said that she was possibly 11, but I don't know. My spirits also made it clear that this was a tough case and that they were willing to help us, but it would be difficult. So I've been giving them a couple days. I'm going to check back in with the spirit box and upload the rest of that spirit box session that I did for Hope. It was interesting. They were calling her Hope. I didn't even know that her nickname was Hope until after that spirit box session. So that was crazy that they kept calling her Hope. And they kept saying, there's always hope. There's always hope. So that spirit box session was pretty amazing. Okay, so off the bat, we have a couple. Two of Cups, this is a female Venus is showing up. This is love. This is some type of emotional bond that somebody was in a relationship regarding this child. Okay. Thanks, Brooke. I really appreciate you being here. Looks like we're the only ones here. I know Aggie's not feeling good. And Country Girl, I haven't heard from her, but I forgot to send Country Girl an email because she's due for a free email, a free reading too. And then we'll do your free reading after this, okay, Brooke? For your Christmas gift. Yay! Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Okay, let me focus back on Hope. What happened to Hope? Who was involved in Hope? And I really feel like, I know there's like a list of suspects for Hope, but what I feel like is finding out this child's family will give us answers to what happened to her. We can go down a list of suspects all we want, but until we find out who she is and who she belonged to, we're not going to find any answers for her. Because how did the suspect get a hold of her? And if your child goes missing, why didn't anyone report her missing? When we could go down the list of horrible pedophile suspects all we want, we need to find that child's parents because somebody didn't report her missing. Somebody didn't care enough to report her missing. And there's like 20 or 22 kids that parents did come through around that same time and gave samples of their DNA, you know, to see if there was a match. So this was a very, like I said, that's crazy. Okay, so this was a very depressed, dissatisfied mother. This card can represent a female. They were lonely. They had emptiness in their life. They were completely depressed and they were dissatisfied. they had materialism. So could this child have been sold? Could this have been a transaction for drugs? It happens all the time. People don't want to believe that, but it's true. People do sell their kids for drugs. They do. Or for some type of something. So this is, I mean, you can read the definition here. You know? So a mother that was desperate, depressed, had no money, lack of funds, destitute, but wanted something. Could they have been in a relationship and they're protecting someone in a relationship? Someone was stuck. Self-sacrifice. Someone was suffering. And they had a new perspective with this. Something, and Neptune is here, so that's drugs. Neptune is drugs and alcohol. There's some type of an illusion here. Involuntary submission. Their trust was being tested. They were suffering. So they were in a bad position. Financially stuck, but wanted something material. In a relationship. They were empty inside. They were stuck. Doing something for a relationship to release being stuck, to get them out of a stuck position. I mean, literally, this guy's the hangman. You're stuck. You're tied up. You're hung. So, you know, think about that. Trying to get yourself out of an unstuck position. Because you're badly suffering. Now the thing about Hope was that they say that she wasn't starved. It didn't seem like she was neglected. I mean, we look back at pictures of Summer and we wonder, like, you know, she didn't have a shaved well, she didn't have a head, but I mean, we look at pictures of Summer and we wonder, like, what the hell's going on there? There's pictures of Summer that, you know, we see this dirty faced child and you wonder, what the hell's going on there? I mean, my kids were rough and rugged too. My kids were active and they did play outside a lot. But I don't remember ever seeing pictures of my kids with shit all over their face and just their hair not brushed and them being completely unkempt like that. Like, I don't know. I look back and I'm like, and I have a daughter that's got those big blue eyes and that big blonde hair too. My daughter had white blonde hair just like Summer. But I look back at pictures of my kids and they didn't look ratty. They didn't look neglected. And we're poor. We don't have a lot, you know, but my kids always look good. Our house was clean. I mean, somewhat clean. All right, I'm not going to count that. I'm not feeling that card. Think about hope. Thinking about hope. Who's involved in Hope's murder? Who is involved in Hope's murder? Okay, we have an emotional queen. We have a water sign. So we might have a queen that's a water sign. Or a woman that's a water sign that's involved in this relationship. Hope you guys can see. An emotional, empathetic woman. Possible water sign. I don't know. I was talking about me I'm not sure if I'm going to accept that card because I was talking about me being a mom to my own kids when I was shuffling. And then I'm the Queen of Cups. I'm a Cancer. That's the Cancer card. So maybe I shouldn't count that. When you're doing tarot readings, when you start talking about another topic and you're in the middle of a reading, it shows up in the cards sometimes. You have to be careful. So I'm going to refocus on hope. Matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to put it out here because I was talking about me being a mother to my own daughter and this card came out. So we're not going to count that one. And I'm a Cancer, so that's probably why it showed up. We're going to refocus on hope. Let's refocus on hope. What happened to this child? Show us the cards of the people involved in this child's life. Tell us the story of hope. They were short on funds. Somebody may have offered them charity. Somebody may have offered to take hope. Someone may have been helping raise this child and give money to this child. Like I said, she didn't look starved to death. Taurus is here, so did they look at this child as property? Some type of money exchanged? But there's definitely an imbalance. Giving money to one or giving charity to one and not giving charity to the other. I don't know. I don't know how she got there. They said that the building was boarded up, but the back part wasn't. That she was probably killed someplace else, and that abandoned apartment building was like a dumping ground. Like they dumped her in there. They put her in there. So she wasn't killed there. She was killed someplace else. So how did they get her in there without anybody seeing it? And so this is someone that is at a disadvantage, okay? And they're caught off guard. Like if you think about when it's upright, he's on a hill. If you look at his socks, I don't know if you can see it, but if you look at his feet, one shoe's on, the other shoe's like not even tied. It's like halfway unfolded. He's caught off guard. It's like he's being attacked. People came at him and he's trying to be defensive. So he's like attacked, caught off guard out of the blue. So this child was at a disadvantage, or the family was at a disadvantage. There's some indecision. There's some vulnerability here. It says they tried to run away and that there's a fight. So, and somebody was overly defensive. So I'll put it up so you guys can read it. So with hope, something happened that is caught off guard. They were at a disadvantage. They were vulnerable. Maybe they tried to run away. A fight broke out. They tried to run away. And it didn't go as planned. The other card I got was wrong intentions. Obscenity, duality. The goal wasn't clear. They had no patience. They lost their patience. Hasty planning. Something was rushed. And something was indecisive. So, indecisive planning. Maybe they had... Like, I just can't see a parent losing their cool and chopping their own kid's head off. Like that, and tying their hands behind their back. Plus, there is sexual assault there. So, if it's a parent, it would probably be like a step-parent that lost their patience. This child felt attacked, tried to get away, this step parent had the wrong intentions, or whoever had this kid had the wrong intentions, and became impatient, lost their patience, and did something in a heat of a moment. Very weird cards about this kid. But something happened quickly, and then a decision was made. Not in this child's best interest. I mean, we do have the scales here. That could be scales of justice. Definitely a couple involved. Oops, dropped a card. Oops. Another thing, this card is like charity. Huh. Yeah, the spouse would be covering for them. I mean, it's not unheard of where you see mothers know that their child is being molested and they don't do anything about it. They don't believe the daughter. They don't, you know, I mean, it happens all the time. We hear about this stuff all the time. And I know people don't want to talk about this stuff, but the truth is that it does happen. If a mother is this desperate and the mother is so codependent on a relationship, okay, because this is codependency in an unhealthy way, in a financial materialism unhealthy way, somebody's stuck, she is charity, somebody loses their cool, somebody loses their temper, and a decision is made out of, you know, like, does she run away? Does she fight? Does she run away? Does she fight? And then somebody with the wrong intentions did something bad. And it happened quick. Like, you would think that the fact that her hands were tied and all this happened, and it might have been planned. But I from what these cards are showing me, I don't think this was planned. I think this was a heat of the moment thing. Someone just gave in to their temptations, sexually assaulted her, and had to get rid of her. Had to get rid of the evidence, and that's why they had to remove her head. I'd like to know if how was she strangled first, or was her head cut? You know what I mean? Like, how did she die? I don't even know if we know how she died. Like, is there proof of strangulation? Where was her head cut off? Do we have any access to her neck? That's another thing I would like to know. Like, was her head cut off after she was dead? Like, they strangled her, she was dead, and then they were like, okay, I gotta get rid of the evidence, so I'm gonna chop off her head. I mean, I know this sounds so graphic, and I'm so sorry, but it is something to think of, you know? It is something to think of. How did she die? I don't think we really know. I mean, of course her head is missing, but was she strangled first, then her head removed? I mean, she could have been shot in the head. We don't know. She could have been executed in the head, and then her head removed. That's just the thing. We don't know how she actually died. But whatever it is, the evidence was removed. Her face evidence was removed. Any afflictions to her upper neck or her head was removed. If she was beat over the head with something and died, well, that evidence is removed too, because we never found her head. There's too many cards that flew out. Tell us about Hope. Tell us about Hope's family. Okay. So this card popped out twice now. So something was delayed. I feel like this is her case. Like, it's not fulfilled. Like, we can't move on. Like, we can't get closure for this case. It's incomplete. It's heartbreaking. I really was hoping to get, like, more, I don't know. And this is, to me, I mean, looking at this card, I feel like this is like the mother in a way, because, now, hear me out. This is, the card in general means that somebody was defeated, okay? Obviously, this child was defeated by someone. And the sword suite is here, and think about the sword suite. It literally means decapitation. The ace of swords means to be surgically removed as well. I mean, think about that. The ace of swords has a sword. It's surgical. When, you know, if you're doing a reading on somebody and they're getting ready to have a surgery, you'll usually get a lot of sword suite because they're going under the knife. Same thing here. They're going under the knife. So, it's a defeat with a sword. So a removal, a surgery of removal. But for me, what this is like extreme bullying. That the mother, this relationship that she's in, she might be scared herself. She had to either stay and avoid conflict. She had to accept this minor defeat, move on, stay away from conflict, avoid greater harm, that she could have been harmed herself. A penance to some degree. Where her position herself was bullied. This person might have another victim. I mean, there's two swords that have fallen in the background. I don't know if you can see that. Hey, Missy, it's good to see you, sweetheart. How are you? Yeah, the air signs. Yeah, so we're reading on that little girl, Hope, that had her head, you know, she was decapitated. So I'm, you know, trying to... The sword suite, especially the ace of swords, or the king of swords, is like to go under the knife, in a way, if you think about that. And this is extreme bullying, and I mean, it's the sword suite. It's also Aquarius and Venus there. So that can be sexual assault. That can be a tragedy with Uranus attached to it there. We have Venus in this relationship card. And what I'm feeling is like bullying. But I feel like she's like, the mother could be a victim too. But the mother's mentally unstable. Child in reverse. I don't know. There's definitely a couple involved in this child. An unhealthy couple. And I feel like the mother might have been being abused too. Something happened. It wasn't planned. I don't think that this was planned. A quick decision was made. The child tried to get away because here they're caught off guard, trying to get away, and then somebody made a quick decision and just had their way with her, and then got rid of the evidence. All right, let's do an outcome card. Bottom of the deck is a child, basically Leo, rules the 5th house. It also rules children. But, you know, disorientation, untapped potential. A lot of the evidence is missing in this case now. I mean, because the case is so old. So my daughter's still up there playing a video game. How are you doing, Missy? It's good to see you, sweetheart. So, I mean, this is like it was laid to rest in a way. Like we have not received, it's asleep. This case has been asleep. We haven't gotten anything. It's reclusive. It's I feel like the police put in a long, hard battle. They did what they could, but it's, it's laid to rest. She was laid to rest too. I mean, if you look at it, it's literally a guy laying in a tomb. She did receive a funeral. With the Four of Swords suite, it makes me wonder if 40 years, 4 years. $40, maybe we'll get an answer. And it's just kind of like laid to rest. Jupiter is there, so the police are still holding on to hope. I mean, Jupiter represents law enforcement. Libra is there. That represents, justice. But it's almost like they're sleeping. But not forgotten. I mean, if you look, there's a picture in the background, like this guy's laying on his little tomb. He's resting, but, they haven't forgotten her, which is a very good outcome card. Oh my God, the bottom of the deck, the card of hope. That's her nickname. That's what they call her, Hope. This is the card of hope. Inspiration, mental health, creativity, spiritual guidance, healing and renewal. And it literally is the card of hope. So there's always hope. And my spirit box session said that there's always hope, Like, that freaked me out. I didn't even know that her nickname was Hope until like an hour after I did that spirit box session, because my spirits were like, there's always hope, there's always hope, there's always hope. And did you guys listen to that spirit box session of me asking about her? I can go up and go get my phone and let you hear it. That spirit box session, like, now that I think back about it, how they were like saying there's hope, there's hope. I wonder if like hope showed up, because they were like, there's hope, there's hope. Like, now that I think back, I'm wondering, I don't know, it's just so weird. Words are sexual too, often used by those who are sexually frustrated. Whomever did this was probably unable to perform. Very true. Yeah. Especially in reverse, you know what I mean? Like, sword suite in an upright position is like positive words, positive reinforcement. But in reverse, it's like they're using their words to cause harm, not in a good way. And I don't know. It's very interesting. This poor little girl. But I'm so glad that we got this card at the bottom of the deck, guys. That's really good, right? I mean, there's always hope. That's crazy. I got chills. Okay, so Brooke, are you ready for your reading? And then we'll take a break, and I'll probably come back on tonight. Did you want to do yours, Brooke? I just need to sage everything. So, I mean, that's an ongoing theme that keeps coming up with this child, is that there's definitely a relationship here. Some type of relationship was involved. She's so funny. This is what my day is like when she's home from school on the weekends. Listening to her talk smack on video games and make people cry. Usually I'm up there knocking on her door like, can you take it a little easy? Do you have to like totally degrade the person? I'm just talking smack, Mom. That's all I'm doing. It's just talking good game. Good smack. All right. So, Brooke, honey, what's your specific question? Do you have a specific reading that you want to ask about? Thanks for being here, guys. I'm talking you're taking a short trip next month. Is it all going to go well financially? Okay. Well, I do know that Saggies are going to be feeling it next week with this Mercury retrograde. I think up into next week and into the first week, maybe going into the second week of January, Sagittarians are going to be hit pretty hard. I can't remember what the placement was with Mercury. If it was square, I can't remember which planet it was square. But I remember looking back and going, ooh, Saggies are going to be feeling it these next couple of weeks. Financially, too. And to watch your, whenever there's a Mercury retrograde, we're supposed to watch our words, all right? So, that's one thing. And Sagittarius was the one that was like really feeling it, the pressure. I don't know. Is Missy still here? Missy, do you remember looking at any of the astrology for next week for Mercury retrograde? There was one sign that stuck out, and I think it was Aries. No, it was Capricorn, Sag, and Aries. I think we're going to be feeling it. But the first stage was Sag. The second stage was Capricorn. I mean, my daughter just broke up with her long-term boyfriend, and they've been going out for almost like 3 years. And I knew something was going to happen with Mercury retrograde with relationships. I could feel it. Something was getting ready to happen. Communication is always hard in my marriage because my husband has brain damage. So it doesn't matter if it's Mercury retrograde. I'm sorry. You got to have a sense of humor about this stuff, God bless him. We always have communication issues because he has issues with his speech. I would say it will affect Sagittarius sun. Yep. Moon and rising. Yep. Okay. And she's an expert, guys. Listen to Missy. She knows what she's talking about. That's too many cards that popped out. Brooke, hold on. So this is you being hyper-focused on something right now and needing to take an introspection of yourself. I feel that you're very wise and that you need to listen to your own advice. The same advice that you would give someone else, like how you talk to me. Usually Brooke gives me very good advice. You need to give yourself the same advice that you would give others. This is someone taking a deep introspection of themselves. Words of kindness, words of wisdom for yourself. That makes sense. So there is some type of trauma, some type of loss, a misunderstanding, some type of pain and heartbreak in your past. some disappointment. I know that your father has been sick, and there's been a lot of heartache, even a betrayal here. And it's a deep pain, a deep wound. And we know what that's about. And it's showing up in your reading. I feel like you're not quarreling with anybody, but it's almost like you're battling something inside of your chest. Like your chest gets tight or something is what I'm feeling. My chest feels tight right now, Brooke. And I feel anxious, and I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe I'm having too much tea. Or do you feel anxious? Why am I feeling anxiety? Do you have anxiety right now? Because I didn't feel anxious before. I know I just drank like 4 cups of tea, but I'm trying to tune into your energy and my chest feels tight. Tell me about Brooke, please. Tell me about Brooke, please. What's going on with Brooke? Okay. All right. All right, so this is kind of a little bit of instability in the money right now. So this is telling you to try to put a little money aside. Try not to give too much charity. I think sometimes you give a lot of your money. I don't know. Is that the words that I want to use? I'm going to just say what the word, this is not what the card means, but I'm just going to say it anyway. You are charitable. You do a lot for others. So this is either giving financially to others or giving your time and energy to others. And you have to take time for yourself. It's almost like you give and you give and you give, and then there's nothing left for you at the end of the day. That's what I'm feeling. You do a lot of charity work, or charity for others, taking care of others. Does that make sense? Okay, so this card is reminding you to nip the donations in the bud a little bit. And I know it's Christmas, and this is when we're feeling, it's the time of the season for giving. But if you want this trip to come into fruition, try to not give so much right now. And I know that's hard for you, because I believe that this card makes me feel that you are a charitable person. And you donate your time. Aw, Brooke. Well, this reading makes sense then, doesn't it? Yeah. I know. Tell me about Brooke, please. Well, this is the trip coming to fruition. I feel like is this a trip for family? Is this trip for family? You're taking care of 3 adults. I know. Okay. Question, is this trip leisure or is it just charity? I mean, just family. Are you visiting family? I feel like you might be visiting family, and it's going to be success. And it's going to be fun. Like you're going to have a really good time with your family. This is everybody joining together and having a good time, and it's being a successful trip. Yes, leisure. Okay. It's going to be a successful trip. Maybe you'll get to be able to relax a little bit. Oh, you're taking them to a casino. That's going to be fun. That's going to be so much fun for them to get out too, because they've been going through so much and they've been cooped up in the house. So it's going to be a success. Absolutely. So, I mean, this is, yes, the wish is coming true. Material success, abundance, complacency, happiness, enjoyment. It's all, and this is you guys like having a meal together, sitting down, enjoying a meal. This is good. And I feel like you're kind of going to be the hostess of this trip in a way. Like you're going to be the one saying, okay, we're going to go here. We're going to go do this. We're going to go eat here now. At least that's how I'm feeling with this card. And it is going to be a success. Yes. I'm going to pull an outcome card. And then I'll come back on later tonight. Oh, good job, Brooke. You got the world card upright. Yes, it's going to be a success. You guys are going to have a good time. Triumph. So sometimes with this card, what I tell people is this, just there can be a little delay. And I'm not sure if you're traveling during Mercury retrograde. Just remember traveling during retrograde, sometimes there's a little delay in travel plans. So, pack some snacks, have some water. I would say, maybe bring a crossword puzzle for your parents or one of those adult coloring books, something like that. Okay. Just in case you have a little not a layover, but, just that's traffic or a delay at an airport or a delay getting there, some type of little pause, but it's not going to be a big hiccup. It'll only be a little hiccup, but just make in the back of your head, pack something a little extra just in case something does go awry. This is like, yes, everything's going to be successful. Yes, everything's going to be great, but there might be a little delay and then it all works out. Okay? That's what this card means. And it's a great outcome card for you. That's a good reading. I mean, except for the anxiety and the heartbreak, there is some trauma that you're just getting over, Brooke. And it's been hard. Like, this is hard. But, and I feel anxiety from this and that you're a little hyper focused on it. But it's all going to work out. And, this is always going to be there. But all the rest of it is coming into play nicely. Okay? I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for helping me. Aw. Yes. I wish I could come on more, guys, but it's really hard for me to get on, I'm sorry. When I did that other reading for the other girl, she kind of, I was like, I feel bad because, like, just call me if you ever need a reading. I'll come on and do it. It's not a problem. If you guys ever need me, just call me. I don't, even if my husband is here watching TV, I'll still upload it for you so you can see it. And then I'll just put, like, if you want it to be private, I'll just put your initials there. Nobody needs to know it's about something personal going on in your life. I just put like S or T or Q, so you know who you are, and then everybody doesn't know your personal business out there. So that's how I've been doing it, to kind of protect everyone's privacy. But if you ever need me, just call me. I'm always here. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Take care, guys. Bye.